Good morning. Once a new technology rolls over you, if you are not part of the steamroller, you are part of the road. That's a quote from Stuart Brand that I carry with me in this world of technology. We are going to discuss today elevating excellence, the integration of AI, and the human touch in governance and compliance. I am so excited to be here, and I'm glad to see you are here with us today. We're going to take a quick poll before we get started. All right. The poll is live. Is your organization current, including AI, as part of the compliance and governance strategy? I'm excited to hear in the audience what we will have for this response. I can't wait to see the answers. All right. Well, that says a lot. And it's going to be the premise of this conversation today because we know AI is one of those unspoken things that we are just diving into this technology era. And I see there are a lot of no's and some in discussion. We're kind of half and half there. So let's get started. It's a lot of work to do here today. All right. Governance and compliance is more than checking a box. So I've got some examples here with people, how we've been in the industry, how we kind of relate to each other. You hear the governance compliance team saying the risk assessments are not complete. And then you hear the DevOps and tech teams saying, oh God, just please sign off so we can deploy. Then you got your governance side going, the quality assurance report is not complete. And the technology and DevOps team is feeling like the governance team is holding up progress. Then on the other hand, you got the governance team stepping in saying, we want to make sure our governance steps are followed so that the organization is protected from audit findings and possible fines. And then you have our technology side saying the process is too cumbersome, it's too lengthy, it produces the timeliness of releasing technology. So here we are at this crossroad between governance and technology, not feeling the criticality of the steps it takes to make sure our company is protected. This is where AI, this technology, has come to play that is going to make a humongous impact upon the industry. A recent survey at McKinsey stated that AI can improve business proficiency up to 40% and reduce operational costs by 30%. But you know what I think the fear is? The unknown. I would liken it to, say you're getting ready to go to school for the very first time. You haven't been in the school system before and you are just jumping at the bits. You don't understand it. You're afraid. Your mom and dad, they have to hold your hand and take you in for that first time at school. And then you get into the school and you make friends and you begin to make great grades and you learn your teachers. And so we're talking about the school system and how you're afraid to go into that very first time of attending school. The same thing is when you're introduced to AI. It can be a scary, but it can be an amazing thing once you're in and examining the technology. All right, the next slide, please. Here are some questions I'm going to ask about did you know? Because these are some amazing questions. They really make us think about AI, the true cost of non-compliance, and the compliance and DevOps disconnect. Did you know the total cost of non-compliance extends beyond penalties and fines? And organizations lose an average of 5.87 million in revenue alone due to a single non-compliance event. That is astronomical. Did you know that compliance and governance area, but it is a technology and DevOps responsibility as well. Because if the two are not working together, then you can't produce product for the organization. You have data scientists on this end, DevOps, technology, you have governance. And by the time everyone comes together to make an intelligent decision, data has become stale, things have changed in the environment, and we are at a risk for moving forward. This is the criticality of AI brings real-time access to data. The data can stay fresh and clean, and decision-making can be astute. Did you know it extends far beyond the impact of penalties and fines too? You can produce loss to your culture, reputational damage, and business disruption. So the true cost of non-compliance is huge. There's a huge percentage of compliance officers that strongly agree that their compliance and change management processes are not working as efficiently as they should. So we're going to take a look today and talk about what AI can do in this space. Now let's talk a bit about AI and governance and human interaction, because one without the other, we won't be successful. AI is not a tool, as some may believe, that it's just operating on its own. It entails a great deal of human interaction required for efficiency to take place. We're going to watch a short part of a video that talks about the criticality of planning and human interaction with AI. Our video will be up in a second.
Governance for me, I think the start and finish of this, if you don't have a governance plan in place, machine learning never goes into production. There was a very famous example for those who were in the data science space of a large financial institution here in the UK who spent a significant investment in hiring some of the best data scientists available at the time. These guys were brilliant. They're people that I followed on their social media because they produced genuinely innovative thinking in the space. For 2 years, these guys worked, nothing went into production, and they were open about it. One of the reasons why things never went into production is simply because they couldn't get the approvals necessary to get something into production. There were factors involved in this. We see this story being repeated as I speak to my customers and my partners. And in that very specific example, it was time-based. They'd worked on a data set that was old by the time they received it, which meant by the time they'd built the machine learning model using that data, the efficacy of that model was diminished because the data was now considered out of date. And that's one of a number of types of problems that we see with this. It's if you don't have a plan in place to prove the efficacy of the model from, has it used the right data? Is it controlling the risk in my business? Is it introducing new risk? How can I trust it that it's not going to be allowing my business to run a higher risk compared to where I was before? These are questions you should expect to know the answers to before models can go into production. And these are the questions that the business should be asking of model development, because there has to be that lockstep process in place between the data science teams and the business teams, so that everyone's got complete confidence that whatever is going into production is there to allow new risk to be detected, but certainly not to reduce or miss things that were being caught before. Terms like explainability are important. Terms like evidence and proof and trustability are important. And that's where governance comes in. And if it's not built into the data science process, it is too late to add it afterwards. I love Mike, if you wanted to.
Some critical insight presented here. The importance of getting in front of the process, to start at the beginning. Planning is so important when we are introducing AI into our environments. Okay, we're going to talk about the benefits of AI and the human expertise. As we just heard in that video from our experts, AI and human interaction begin with governance, structure, and plan. A plan has to be in place. Data has to be cleansed. You want to form a synergistic relationship and enhance the capabilities of AI systems. This takes a great deal of human expertise for AI to be efficient in any space. Let's just talk about practicality on AI. Say, for example, your organization is seeking out global function, and the business is saying we want to operate in a different country, and you are preparing to do the work, and you're getting the teams together, and you need policies and you need narratives that cover regulatory statutes and limitations in different global countries. It would take humans a very long time, especially those that are not familiar with the laws and regulations of another country, to pull those policies and narratives together. Utilizing AI could assist in that process. Not that it's going to reduce the job of an individual, but to make the job more efficient. So, for example, I need to pull policies to start business in the European area. Then AI could come and bring you all of the policies, could write the policies for you. But you would need your legal team, your compliance team, your risk team to take those policies and narratives that have been written by AI to do final analysis, to do the things that really the expert should be doing, validating, confirming, and not spending a lot of time in the busy space of, searching and finding and looking and researching. A great deal of time and efficiency can be found when you're utilizing AI for compliance and governance. Clean data, that's the foundation of a reliable AI process. And that is going to come from the organization really taking a good look at what data is important to their customers. How is the organization going to make sure the data remains in a clean state? AI can support fraud and security. AI can detect fraudulent activity much quicker than any other technology. So these are the areas that really benefit the organization by utilizing AI, but there is a great deal of human expertise necessary. It won't reduce. A lot of people are concerned saying, oh, jobs are going to be eliminated. Some jobs will be, but not to the magnitude that AI, people are feeling AI will. For jobs that need to be in place, it will make them more efficient. Instead of working 60 hours a week, maybe you can do that 40-hour work week if you have the support of a very stable AI system. Together with the focus on a secure environment, AI can drive advancements across technology and the business, bringing them together in one centralized location. I think that's the real power of AI, is bringing that centralized repository for the business and technology to get that central place of communication, of strategy, and moving forward. Next, we're going to cover some significant advancements that have come up in the AI space. But first, we're going to take a poll and see who was listening on the loss of revenue for organizations. So we're going to take another poll and see how we do here. Well, let's see. All right. I think we've got 100% and everybody's listening very well in this session. Yes, it's more than 5 million per event. Can you imagine if the organization experienced 3 findings a year? That is 15 million alone in fines and loss of revenue for the organization. And as we know, we are here for bottom line impact and to be successful in delivering product and the bottom line for the organization. All right, next slide, please. All right, so these are some AI significant advancements in governance and DevOps structures. AI is poised to revolutionize productivity gains across industries, including culture and financial return on investment. There's a shift left approach, risk intelligence centers, enhanced coordination across all lines of business, automates compliance tasks to ensure adherence to regulations. That is huge because when regulations change, sometimes, like the video stated, we are into the process. And guess what AI will do? If you're into that process, AI will alert you that there's been a change to a regulation. And that is a powerful thing because there are a lot of fines organizations receive that they were working to correct one issue, but by the time they corrected the reg, there was an amendment to the regulation that wasn't caught because we didn't have an automated process to say, team, hey, we had a change to this reg. We need to go back and revisit. So that's very powerful in the world of AI when it comes to managing our organizations. Financial crime enhances fraud detection and anti-money laundering efforts, credit risks, cyber risks, climate risks. All of these significant advancements have been made in the area of AI, and organizations, once they dive in and see for themselves, like going to school and diving into that classroom for the first time to see for yourself, they are well pleased on the efficiency and the productivity they establish and the conglomeracy of their organizations coming together for one common cause because of that central repository and accurate information and data. Okay, next slide, please. Here I'm going to cover just across, because some people may sit in small, large, transformative DevOps processes. So these are the areas where AI and human interaction have the greatest power. In small enterprises, you can see it being cost effective, meeting your specific needs, coming in to tailor to your specific needs. Companies such as myself and Kogo offer these type of services where we will come in and cater to your specific needs as a small enterprise. Rapid deployment, enhanced competitiveness. You want to be competitive in this market. This is the power of a small enterprise. And then for large enterprises, scalable solutions, advanced security features and compliance monitoring so that you are well aware and everyone is well aware in a central place of what is going on in the organization and where you have risks and I would say those soft spots. Support for complex large-scale AI initiatives. These are all the power that AI drives within these different sets of enterprises, small to large. And then if you're sitting in a DevOps transformative space, streamline operations and reduce manual workload, automating things, making sure you're being efficient and spending the time where the time needs to be spent, improve system reliability and performance, and accelerated development cycle times. These are all things that AI will definitely build a sure platform for your organization to propel itself forward. Key benefits. We talked about some of these. Efficiency is a big one for me. Efficiency is so important because it drives how productive an organization can be. If you have duplication in your organization, if you have heavy loads of processes that could be automated, AI brings that efficiency in with a transparent eye. That's what I love about it. The data with AI makes everything so transparent. It takes the power out of the individual's hands and it places it in the place it should be, on the data that's driving the customer base in the organization. Cost reduction, that's a huge one. Being scalable and flexible, those are the things that AI and machine learning and those types of tools provide to the organization. Regulatory reporting efficiency, this is huge for some organizations. It can take so long to get a regulatory report out. By the time it hits, it's outdated. And so AI provides that background and that ability and that technology to be able to pull critical data, accurate data, and reports in a matter of minutes. We talked about centralization of data, so important, and metrics. If you can't measure it, you can't say if you fail to succeed. Very important. Now, there are some key concerns with AI that are still being, analyzed, worked out. There's always going to be risks in every technology, and some of those concerns are data privacy, um, algorithmic biases, inaccuracy of source data. So that's why data cleansing is so important. And then the impact of change. So those are some key concerns that organizations have, and they are not invalid. They are very valid concerns. But risks, they're introduced with every form of technology that we have experienced. AI, as they would say, has come into the technology arena. It's the next thing since the operating system. It has many facets, many places, many advantages that it can take a company to a new height. It can take a company to a new height in financial bottom line with their culture and climate. It will help employees even have a better work-life balance. That is so important, and that's most time the missed benefit a lot of times is the employee. But AI has key benefits and key concerns. But the main thing is to jump in, learn this technology. Do not be steamrolled. Don't be on the road. Be a steamroller and take your company to the next level. We're going to take our last poll, and then we're going to stop for questions. All right, we just got our last poll, and we came in at 91.67% that you do feel there's value in integrating AI compliance model across business function, risk, and compliance in DevOps. I'm so excited to hear that. And if you would like to ask questions, let's get some questions out there. I don't know if Mariana's back there, but let me go to the question and answer and see if there are anyone want to come off mute and ask a question. Okay. All right, Dr. Owen Fernandez. How is the regulatory landscape adapting to the integration of AI in governance and compliance, and what should organizations be aware of? The regulatory landscape has not totally adapted to the integration of AI, but there have been great advances, especially in the markets that change so quickly, like your financial market. So what is needed is this regulatory board to come in and sit with organizations so that we can advance. There's still a lot of fear out there about, data security when it comes to regulatory, the government regulations are some of the last to get on board of technology, but due to companies such as what I mentioned before, is Kogo, that are leading the way in making change, conversations have definitely started. Okay, the next one is, what should organizations look for when selecting AI vendors for governance and compliance solutions? That is a very good one. And I'll tell you, you should look for a company that can be specific to your need, an AI organization that will offer to train and educate your staff. Solutions they should offer would be a semantic bridge for your organization. They should offer agent flow, prospect pulses. They should offer case studies that they have integrated before so that you are fully aware of what is going on in the process. They should offer transparency, first of all, because as we stated, there are risks. So when you go in, you should have open dialogue planning sessions to identify your specific need and make sure that this AI organization can offer you a central, secure, not just a central repository, but a central, secure repository for your organization. All right, the next question, I think that was it. Interesting topic. And those were all the questions that I see. Are there any other questions that I'm missing? Okay. All right. That is a good one, Dr. Fernandez. Ethical concerns, they exist in any process. I mean, and the big concern with AI is where the data come from. Is the data cleansed? Is the data, because we all know in the world we live in now, still same old principle, garbage in, garbage out. But there's a lot of data that's not ethical or insightful or true out there. So when you're looking for an AI organization, you should look for someone who's going to be able to analyze the data and make sure you're bringing in a clear set of clean data, authentic data, and data that is of truth. That is a lot of problem. I know, Dr. Fernandez, you know the importance of validating and research, but that's not everybody's story. And so that's where we have that ethical gap with AI, is the ability to make sure, and we need to make sure when we are with companies or going in with these companies to seek out AI solutions, that we are confident in their ability to cleanse data and bring us forth authentic data into the system. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, all right. Cynthia, I see Ms. Dixon out there. Some of the things organizations should look for when selecting vendors are demonstrated expertise. Yes, exactly. Regulatory knowledge, all that. You got to have the expertise at the table, because those are the ones that will know how to research. When there are issues, they have a point of reference into the environment, and they understand the importance of privacy. So those are things you got to look for, a company with a high level of integrity. And that's why I said, if you have questions after this, please reach out and connect with me or Coco. Thank you guys for joining.